Uncover that light.
Oh, face another day.
Get those nasty pictures off the wall.
Ah, nasty fish. Good job. Sure.
Oh look, a fight.
Jive.
You're on my time.
Trying to face another day.
Take those curtains down.
Gotta get better than this. Gotta get better than this. Let's try this one. Oh, my favorite. Oh, thank you. I knew it'd get better. Oh, I can't wait. You need that? Wait! What? Oh! You oh, God. Gotta get better than this. Call my sister. Sis! You won't believe it. It's going crazy around here. What?
You're on my time.
What is this, Groundhog Day?
My time.
Okay, all right. Then just leave me alone. I want to go home. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, man. What's the guy to do? Oh, man.
Hey, sorry man, sorry.
No problem. There you go, Jay. Hey, what's the
We've all been okay.
I heard of the airport.
Oh, it's the fake
being a veteran has definitely impacted my life.
You know, even when there were times that I was proud of being a serviceman, I'm even more proud of being a veteran. Even it means hanging out with the likes of you all.
Yeah, right.
Hey, brother.
Go Army.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Brother Jay. This is Veterans Group?
Yeah, this is Veterans Group. My name's Jim, United States Navy.
Yeah, I'm Brother Jay, Air Force.
Come on in, have a seat, flyboy.
Yeah. All right.
James, Marine Corps.
All right. Number 5.
Hey, first responder, great.
All right. Well, who's the rest of you guys?
How you doing? Rick, United States Navy.
All right.
Fifth Force.
Andrew, Navy. Corman.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
Ray, Air Force.
All
Hey.
right. Yeah.
Manual, Navy.
All right.
Steve, Navy.
All right. A lot of
Russell,
Navy here.
Army,
All right, that's what I'm talking
7882.
about. Yeah.
Ali civilian.
All right.
Right, Joiner, Navy.
All right.
See ya.
All right.
Army.
Virtual Air Force.
Yeah. You're half a six.
Jay, I just used to own a sandwich shop.
Oh, good meeting all of you.
Nice meeting you, brother.
So in the Army, they had this acronym, and yeah, it's Army, but it was one of their good things. And the acronym was leadership. LDR, SS, HIP.
Yeah.
Loyalty, duty, respect, service, or selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. You know, I try and live by that today. Now, if I had lived by that before, I don't think I'd be here today.
Probably not. Yeah.
For sure.
Makes a lot of sense.
I learned a lot in the Navy. Things I never expected to. I mean, there was this guy. His name was Sergeant Bloodworth. And I mean, this guy, he was red. I mean, his hair was red, his skin was red, and his name was Bloodworth. I ran into him off duty one day over at the enlisted club, and this is what he said.
Gazzini, I like you.
Why?
Well, that being said, it's okay. You don't have to be scared of me. It's alright. You know.
Well, the thing is,
We've been on these runs.
the thing is, we'd been on these runs. We'd been on these switchbacks. I slipped, and I went from being last all the way to being at the front of the pack.
Listen up. I don't want to see any of you lazy fat bastards behind. I want to see you last behind.
What?
What? Okay. Now you want to give me lip. Now, it's going to be 3 more days. 3 more days in the CCU.
What?
Extra duty.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Come on, guys. Let's go. All right. Hit the showers, you third maggots. You smell like shit.
Kazini, I never saw you up front. Where were you?
Whoa, I smoked you guys. I took off. I was ahead of you guys the whole time. I didn't want to make you guys look bad. I just. That's all.
Kazini,
Yes, Sergeant Bloodworth?
at ease. Don't have to be scared of me. I'm only hard on those who don't believe in themselves. I saw you out there. I saw you cheating. And more, if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. And more, if you're cheating, or if you don't cheat, you will die. You will die.
Well, the thing is,
Okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. If you're not cheating, you'll die. Yeah, that's what we've all been taught. We've all been taught. That's something that can stay with you in the military for the rest of your life. But how does that lesson serve you now? Or does it?
Good question.
well, the thing is, that's not really the thing that I think about. The thing I really took away is that here's this guy that I thought hated me, and the whole time he actually liked me. The whole time he liked me.
You're like
You guys, that's crazy.
yeah.
But that's how it is sometimes, right? Your head teaches things that aren't true sometimes.
Even here on the yard, there's guys I steer clear from. And sometimes I find out they don't think anything of me at all. And maybe they like me fine. I've been putting a lot of energy in avoiding them, thinking that they didn't. I'm all wrapped up in it.
Yeah. Well, and the other way around also, okay? People think that, hey, I don't want to associate with them. I want nothing to do with it. But that's not the case. So what it is, I don't want to spend time dwelling on it. Life's too short and there's too many positive things that we can do here.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we make up these stories, then we base our decisions on these made-up stories.
Yeah.
You know, that's true, you know, and a lot of times I don't know how to tell it apart sometimes, you know, like what's actually true versus like what's going on in my head sometimes, you know?
Yeah, but having those stories can help too. Sometimes when I wonder if I'm doing okay, I remember Sergeant Bloodworth liked me. So I must be doing something right.
You respected him, Andy. That kind of insight has to come from someone we trust. Having someone that we trust and believe in leads us to do the right thing. Oh shit, we're out of time. Oh man. Things go by way too fast. All right, guys, circle up. What's the word for today? Presumption. Presumption.
Oh, time to face another day.
Take those pictures off the wall, I said.
Took them off yesterday.
Ah! Gotta get out of this joint. Literally. Come on, work, work. Oh. Okay. Is it still running? Oh, man. Oh, no. What? You gonna eat that? Oh, this is all bad. This is all bad. Sis, you ain't gonna believe this. Yeah! He put his hand in my stuff!
You're on my time.
It's the Groundhog Man. How you doing?
What are you doing? You're on my time.
You and I have to figure this out.
No, it's time.
We can't be in two places at the same time.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Wait. Don't you see what's happening?
No, come on.
Don't you see that?
I want to have it phone now.
Oh, wouldn't put it like that. Man.
Hey, Jay, come to me?
Huh? Yeah, I need to go somewhere. Hey, Jay. Yeah, how you doing? Hey, have a seat. What's up?
Hey, Brother Jim. Hey, Brother Jay.
How about it? Hey, brother. Hey. Oh, you don't want to know. It's all bad. Yeah.
Wrong meeting. Wrong meeting.
Man.
I've been thinking about some of the things we talked about last week, about how a trusted relationship can really help you in this environment. And if that trust and that relationship is positive, it can really make life a whole lot easier. It's like you're being loved. If that relationship is negative, then it really breaks down our hope.
I've definitely learned that in my life.
Well,
Me too.
Hey, Grandma. Hey. And hey yourself, by the way. What have you been up to?
Hey, Grandma. Hey, now, hey, what'd What have you been up to today?
Just playing down the street with my cousins.
Your cousins? Wait, I said that they could go. I never said that you could go. Wait, did you even do your chores before heading out?
Yes, Grandma did, but they didn't have to do their chores before they went outside.
Well, that's them, all right? So don't talk back, all right? And mind your business, all right? Go to the corner now.
What?
Look, give me your bell. Your bed looked like it's been trampled by elephants today, all right? You can't do anything right, okay? You're gonna grow up and end up in prison like you're no good father.
Grandma, I thought I did good. I did the best I could.
No, give me the belt right now.
What'd you get up to today?
I just played ball down the street.
Playing ball. And did you clean your room?
Abuelita, you know I did. I told you so before I left.
Did you? I must not have heard. You know, over the voice of God, we were talking most of the morning.
What were you talking about?
You mostly.
Me?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He asked me if you still had the rosary I gave you. He also told me your bed looked like a herd of elephants ran over it.
Abuelita, I thought I made my bed good.
Well, I just want to make sure you learn properly. And I want you to learn to be a proper gentleman.
She really didn't raise me, but she would teach me a lot of good things. That is, until I immigrated when I was about 12. I had a rosary that she had given me when I was a baby. It was the one that she gave me when I was baptized. It's one as a reminder of my grandmother. Actually, there's more to the story. I was incarcerated when she passed away.
My grandson? I want to see my grandson.
Well, you know that he can't be here.
Look, she still has the rosary that she gave him as an infant.
Neil!
It's not here.
I don't have it.
Where is it?
The rosary that she had given me, the one that she was clutching in her hand when she passed away, it never showed up. It's like she took it with her.
Our grandmothers had totally different approaches to how they were part of our lives. My grandmother, all I wanted to do was for her to love me. But nothing I did was good enough. Over time, I feared her, and I even hated her. When I say the world, I grew full of loneliness, confusion, and self-pity.
A trusted person can really affect us for the positive and the negative.
For me, a lot of the time, it's you guys.
Wow. No, what do you mean? Really? I thought you were Navy.
I'm serious. I'm serious, you guys. I'm serious. I got so many mixed messages when I was a kid. Heck, even as an adult, I still feel mixed up sometimes. But I trust the people in this room. And that helps me reset my ability to trust myself.
Brother, we trust you too. Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
There's truth in that.
We
You
got
know,
your 6.
the military is probably the most trusted institution in this country, and you can say all sorts of things about us, but one thing's true: we support each other.
Yeah.
Damn straight with you.
You know, my buddy won some competition because he was Air Force.
Wow.
He was the
That's
only
hard to do.
military veteran in the competition as an Air Force veteran. And word got out to all the other competitors, and they voted for him, and he won.
You say Air Force, yeah.
Air
Force.
Wow.
He
Well,
man Army.
check this out. When I was, doing my thing in the Air Force, I went, what they call TDY, temporary duty assignment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, over to Korea, Osan Air Base.
TDA.
TDY in the Air Force. And I ran into this guy by the name of Ralph. And me and Ralph got to hanging out a little bit. And we had this little contest between each other. And to see who would have the most fun partying down in the village. Some nights Ralph would have more fun, some nights I would have more fun. And this went back and forth for a few months. Anyway, the assignment was up. Ralph went back to his duty station. I came back out here to California at the old Hamilton Air Force Base. So anyway, I was doing my thing. The problem was I couldn't stop partying. And the Air Force took issue with that shit. They said,
What's the problem?
yeah, they said I was, how do you put it? Oh, failure to repair. And they
Failure
took-
to report.
repair. Well, Navy and Air Force have two different problems. But it all comes down to, I'm going to take your stripes and take your money. Oh, and by the way, after I do that, I'm going to discharge you. So I'm like feeling kind of low, didn't want to party no more. I'm walking around feeling like not too good, you know what I mean? And so anyway, I'm walking around feeling sorry for myself on the base one day, and who should I run into? But it was Ralph. And I said, whoa, what are you doing here? And, I shared with him about my situation, and he said, wow, man, that was really hard to hear that. And I had to ask him, well, what brings you here? Because he was stationed, in the Midwest or something. Anyway, he tells me that his mother's dying of cancer, and he's on emergency leave. And I said, whoa. Yeah, that really does suck. And I immediately, my little problem was nothing, And because I know how important someone's mother is to him. And so anyway, we, caught up and we, try to console each other at the moment. And years later, I think back that it didn't matter at that time that Ralph was this white guy from Georgia, or the fact that I was this black guy from the projects of Newark, New Jersey. It didn't matter. The thing was that we had that camaraderie shit, and he was my friend and I was his. In fact, I bet you if I ran into Ralph today, we would still be partners.
Oh, yeah.
Big camaraderie in small ways.
For sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, we were thinking that what you were doing was a big deal. Were you just there to listen to a friend? More than that. This guy spent time with you in country. And you put aside what you were going through to listen to him. And it sounds like he did that for you too. But it wasn't grand gesture.
Everybody thought that we're heroes. And we were heroes. We just live our lives day by day.
Comrades, we can always do something to support each other.
Here too, living life day by day is a small piece, something little things we do each other for other things. Probably don't even realize we are doing anything.
We're all vets. We need to support all of you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a fact. Oh shit, we're out of time again.
Oh,
Way too fast.
Oh, man. This one was getting good.
Yeah, I know it. Okay, everybody, what's the word for today?
Camaraderie.
Cucumber. Camaraderie. I hear camaraderie on the
Yeah.
Camaraderie. 1, 2, 3. Camaraderie. Oh man.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, time to face another day. Might not be too bad.
Uncover that light.
Sure. You gonna behave? Good. No madness out of you today. You better eat that! You need to go see somebody.
After you.
Sis, he's at it again. Yeah, he snatched my stuff! Oh my God.
You are on my time. My time.
We can't work this out?
No.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Here, take your side. Take it! Oh, man. Wonder why I got elsewhere.
Hey, come to me?
Yeah, I need a meeting.
Remember, grant me the serenity. Wrong meeting.
Oh, I'm not gonna. Who's all that?
You know that. I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to join this group.
You're always welcome.
I mean, not just, joining and being a couch potato, but really getting in and being able to be a part of something. Being a part of this group.
Welcome, Brother Jay.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. In fact, I'm thinking back to that first time when I first came in here, and you guys were talking about how things look one way, and you think they're one way, but it's something totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. And I applied that just a couple of weeks ago because things have been kind of crazy in my life, and I was thinking about how, as I was walking around the yard, and I was thinking about how the COs, they come up to me and talk crazy about it. Take this off your wall. Take this off the bars. Messing with me for little stuff. And then they got these two maniacs that are following me. One of them is in the chow hall, and the other one's in the phone line.
Is the chow hall guy that tall, skinny guy?
Yeah, that one. You know him?
Yeah, I know him.
He's not well. But anyway.
He was eating pretty good.
Eating my food. But at any rate, fellas, as I was thinking about this, I came to the fact that there is another way that I can carry myself, in the world differently. And because you guys have my back, and you do have my back, right?
We have
Oh, yeah.
We're there for you, brother. We're there for you.
That
brother.
means- yeah, well, thank you. But that means that, I can show up differently in the world. Yeah. Thank you.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
So, what comes next?
What do you mean by that?
So now you're making up a new story?
Not exactly. I mean, sometimes it can be a silly story. So, like, the guy that was raised with unicorns, but he was able to live in two worlds.
You talking about Trump?
No. No, not that person.
What's wrong with Trump?
Well, we won't go there.
Yeah, but
Maybe a different way.
he could live, although people looked at him a little strange, he could live in the human world. And sometimes I can do the same thing. I can be in a silly world sometimes, and I can also live in the human world. And that's how I can show up differently.
You okay, brother? What's on your mind? You can talk about it.
What's wrong, Jim? What's wrong, bro?
I served in Vietnam. The first village I encountered with my unit, we got intel that the village was sympathetic to the Viet Cong. We were to go in, line everybody up, and search for weapons and food caches.
Bring them up! Line them up!
I was on perimeter guard.
Line them up! Get them out here!
It was chaos, it was madness.
You kneel next to him.
Bell?
You kneel next to him. We got chocolate.
Stay put.
We got chocolate for you.
Okay, search the village. Look for weapons and food.
They got something here somewhere. Goddamn goops!
We searched the village, the intel was wrong. Clear. There was no weapons, there was no food caches.
Clear!
Clear.
Kill somebody.
Torch it.
Why? Why are we doing this? These people haven't done anything. I looked around, nobody else was questioning the ranking authorities.
You
Then without provocation, somebody fired a weapon. Once one did, everybody did.
Boom! Boom! Get them all! Boom, boom!
The thing about My Lai was they got caught. It was wrong. But after seeing a few mutilated Marines and doing China White, I became to where I enjoyed doing the bad things to the civilians. And now every day I gotta live with that.
Hey, Presto, come back,
I wanted to fight for my country, but I got disillusioned and changed by war. Now, it's something I live with every day.
I went into the service, and now I see this country becoming something that it shouldn't.
I took pride in serving my country.
Me? I protested the war. Went to Washington to the peace rally. And then I joined the Navy to fight in the war.
Yeah.
I remember that.
happened.
I wanted to fight the enemy, not civilians, but it all changed and everybody became the enemy.
You know, I wanted to know the purpose for us being over there, and I just couldn't see it. So I watched all the progress reports, and it became clear there wasn't any purpose.
No.
That's right. They kept focusing on body counts. Body counts don't tell the real tragedy of war.
Were we supposed to be proud of what we did? No. I was ashamed.
You know, James, you are a hero.
Sure are.
You did what you had to do. You know, you stayed alive.
Yeah.
You know.
You were strong, brother.
It's like you said, you got disillusioned. Nothing made sense. You were on your own trying to make sense of it all. Killing is good. Compassion is good. Is wrong? No.
We all have moments that we're not proud of.
Yeah. I didn't serve in combat, so I can't imagine what you all went through, what type of choices you had to make. But I can't fault you for any of it.
Well, I've been there, all right? I've killed someone. You know, not in war. I was drunk. She cheated, but I was hurting, right? And I've lived with so much pain, inside myself for a long time. I didn't care when, someone else felt pain, right? And pain just seemed normal, and that, and that pain just sat in me for years and years, and it festered and it grew in me, and so I get it. I do. I get how it all turned itself on you, and it got the better of you.
Well,
We've all been asked to do things we didn't really necessarily understand or really want to do. All of us.
Yeah, the stories we tell, they're true, but they're not about ourselves. Bad things happened, and we were there, we were part of it, but that doesn't mean we were bad.
That's true. And I think, thankfully, that most people are becoming aware now. Aware of what you were asked to do and how you were treated. I believe there are better days ahead, brother.
Yeah, definitely. James, we're saying everything we know how to say to make you feel better. But maybe there's no feeling better. What can you say to yourself? What can be said in those moments after a moral injury?
It never made things may never get better, but talking about it with you guys, it seems to make things better for me. It makes the dark side easier to deal with.
I'm glad we can help. When things don't turn around, I guess they just keep going around and going down.
So you've seen and done a lot of things in your life, but it's the military that made you want things you did in the military made you want to commit suicide.
Yes, yeah, that's unfortunately true.
I guess the question is, why haven't you committed suicide?
Well, when I came home, it was all the things I had seen and done and experienced in my life that made me think about wanting to take my own life. But it was gently touched my cheek, her fingers trembled so, and with tears in her brown eyes, she begged me not to go. She just couldn't understand that love called me to fight for her and for this land on that cold November night.
Put my picture in the pocket near his heart with tender care. Whispered, I'll love you, dear, forever, sweet and softly in his ear.
I'll see you soon, I reassured her, brushed the tears from her face, kissed her lips, oh how they trembled, grabbed my gun and marched away.
Traffic drove hand to hand. Cannons tried to anguish, and then I shot the man. We fought a hole in each other, and I took his evil life. But in the pocket near his heart,
a bloody picture of his wife. I put the picture in my pocket, near his heart with tender care. Whispered, I love you, dear, forever, sweet and softly in his ear. I'll see you soon, I reassure her, wiped the tears from his face, kissed her lips, oh how they trembled, grabbed his gun and marched away. I kept my promise, but what tears my soul apart is the fear in those deep brown eyes in the pocket near my heart. Yet to this day that memory haunts me. It still tears my soul apart, like war does to the pictures in the pocket near my heart. So you see, I didn't kill a man that day. I killed love. And the most important thing in the world is love. But if it's true what they say, and God is love, then I killed God that day. I could never take the life of anyone or anything else again, including myself.
Well, let's just hope someday everybody realizes that.
There are far too many veteran suicides in the United States. Since 2001, an average of 18 to 22 veterans have committed suicide every single day. That's way too much.
I mean, fellas, you know, when you think about it, living comes with just one heartbreak after another. So really, it's a good question. Why haven't you committed suicide?
For me, it's about hope. I have to admit, there's been days when I felt I had no hope. Wondered what's the sense of keeping going on. But then again, I sit there and I think to myself, perhaps maybe I can help others. Maybe that's the reason why I'm still here. And it's in groups like this that I find that, I'm not really that unique.
As a human, everybody wants to feel valued. And here, it's so hard to feel valued. Where's your worth? I think I'm a calm, cool person, but I'm also human. One thing that keeps me going is hope. I never want to kill myself, but I often wonder, if I did, who would miss me? And the answer comes real quick.
Well, I haven't considered suicide, but I thought I'd lived my life before I came in here. I had a good full life. But what I didn't realize when I came in here, I'd established a relationship with God. And it came to me, have you ever thought that God has set us here for a purpose, to help one another, to achieve, a belief in ourselves, a positive belief, and that we can take that and help others along that road also.
Wow. In prison, you have to find things to get you through the day. You get to be your own thing. And don't let anybody take that away from you. People ask me all the time, you watch soap operas? I say yes.
Yeah, it's like a soap opera. That singing, laughing, dancing, it gets your whole system going. It's better than working out, like when you're smiling, when you're laughing, the whole wide world smiles with you.
How could you not be happy with that?
That is true.
The spirit of the boogie, baby.
That's right. I believe being in the military, it gave us different resources. The discipline that we learned, that includes coping mechanisms, right? I learned to let stuff go because, I cope with so many things during the day, during the years. Your life's not your own. So it helped me with adversity, learning how to cope and being around family like you fellas.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, the way problems are approached and solved, they build unity.
Yeah, sometimes I'll have a burden that feels like I can't bear it anymore. But in But I know there's people around me that would be sad if I weren't here anymore. In the military, we have a responsibility for people. And that responsibility, we know is important, because as long as we look after the people, we're going to be okay. If one of us disappeared, it breaks down the whole system. And so our responsibility for people keeps us from wanting to leave the scene.
I'm reminded of happy hour in the Navy. I got happy hour for having just a itty bitty piece of paper in my locker. And happy hour is just one full hour of exercise with your piece. The rifle weighs 8 pounds, some odd ounces. Can't remember, it's been so long ago. And we had to run around this great big, well, first we had to do push-ups and sit-ups and all this stuff with the piece. And then we had to run around this great big, huge hangar. And as we was running around, there was this guy named Chuck. And Chuck weighed 300 pounds. And there was no way Chuck was going to make it around there. And the thing is, if you didn't make it, then you had to go back the very next night. So we didn't want Chuck to have to do it again. He barely made it that time. So I grabbed him, threw his arm around my shoulder, and another guy grabbed his other arm so he could hold his rifle up in the air. And we ran around, and actually it's kind of like we didn't have to run as far, but because we had Chuck there. But yeah, and the thing is, you don't leave anybody behind.
Yeah,
and
and you see through that, even though he's a screwball, hey, he's ours, right? He's our screwball.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, when you muster out, there's a part of you that's torn from yourself. You're looking at, how can I replace this part of me that's no longer there? And when you're thinking of it, you reflect not on the bad, but the good. You don't know what you're doing, but you start gravitating towards people. And then you form a new life, a new family. You form a family like my brothers and comrades here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any of these things, you know. Accomplished so much. I wouldn't have done any of these things, you know, like college, you know, acting.
Wow.
Even, you know what inside is, right? Inside. Who knows what inside is, right? Yeah, sure, inside. You look inside of something, right? So, I would have said it's looking inside something. If I hadn't come to prison, you know, I wouldn't have done any of these things.
It's funny how prison does that. It brings people together and creates opportunities we wouldn't otherwise experience out there in the world.
No, nothing personal. I like most of you guys.
Most of us? Army only.
But I'd rather be home.
Yeah. Of course, when I go home, there's a lot of things that I'm just going to leave behind me, but not the people. There's everyone I've helped and everyone that's helped me. And they say that in prison, don't make friends. Well, that's just not good advice.
And I see that even while I'm here, I can still move forward in my life. There are things that I can look forward to, new doorways to pass through, new roads to take, new ways to bring my life, your life, and people who I meet into a more positive light, so that we just continue to grow.
Well, fellas, you know, I mean, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's move forward. Let's not let it lay anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Let's get together, all together, and move forward.
In the meantime, we're out of freaking time.
Up and down.
That's the third time.
All right, guys. What's the word for today?
Camaraderie. Hungry.
All right, I heard compassion. On three. 1, 2, 3. Compassion!
Okay, now make my leg! Oh man, I'm a heck of a break. Whoa! Now, time to face another day.
Take all the curtains down, I told you once.
Oh, sure, anything you say. Crazy. We're gonna have compassion, compassion, we're gonna have compassion. Compassion. Got any compassion back there? Oh, thank you. Hey, before we get into all this, here.
Hey, you were in the service, weren't you?
Yeah, what about it?
What branch were you in?
Air Force?
Give me that shit.
Yes, sis, I'm telling you, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, you know how we do it.
Hey, you're on my time.
Could you please give me a second? I'm talking to my sister here, and she's kind of going through something. She's really having a hard time. I don't know what can kind of talk her down. Please for a minute.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead, take your time.
I appreciate that. Yeah, sis. Like I was saying, you know, we will do this. Okay, I love you, baby. Talk with you later. Bye. Hey, how's everybody doing? All right. Yeah. Seeing you. What's happening? All right. All right. Yeah. Good to be here. Yeah. All right. See you down, brother. How you doing, baby boy?
Hey, Brother Jay.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
I'm hanging in there.
I see, man. You've been going through it, huh? You know?
Great. You want to watch my sister? My sister was going through it.
Hey, well, Brother Jay, I want to ask you something.
Yes?
Hey, Brother Jay, how come you haven't committed suicide?
What? I beg your pardon?
Huh?
Oh, wait. I know what you mean. We were talking about this in the group the other day. And you want to get my side of this.
Well, I mean, how do you do it? You know, what keeps you from?
Well, let me tell you. It wasn't always easy. First of all, I'm thinking if I hit the lottery and I'm not alive, I can't take advantage of it. That's the first thing. The other thing is that I have actually tried it, but it was on the installment plan. I tried it through alcohol. I tried it through drugs. I tried it through some crazy relationships.
Yeah.
And, you know, all that. And I was like slowly easing my way into, you know, the other side.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down. Well, I didn't do that. And then what happened was I got a thing about a year ago, and it hit me that why try to die when I haven't begun to live yet? So now I'm trying to live, and how I do that, I've discovered that I like to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And
you are pretty funny.
and when they laugh, I feel warm inside. Because they say when you make someone laugh, you increase their lifespan. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that.
Yeah. And not only
That's
that.
in the Bible.
Yes, and not only that, it's free. No one has to pay anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't go there.
That's a secret, huh?
Yeah, that's a secret.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for sharing that with me.
Oh,
yeah?
no problem. No problem.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh.
I've been out going around North Block, going to every single cell in the building, finding
Yeah.
all the veterans. Go find all the veterans. Tell them you got your six. Tell them you're here to talk to. If you ever need, if they ever need somebody to talk to, and we're here for them, right?
That's
great.
Yeah, exactly. I'm down there in 8 unit.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to H unit then.
I'll go to H unit.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go to H.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. All right.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys. Let's go.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Good to see you, China. Good to see you too, brother.
Take it easy.
Take care, brother.
And I'm glad we worked that thing out, all right? Yeah.
Uncover these bars.
Oh, no problem. Anything before I go to sleep. Oh, and by the way, good night, Officer Grabowski. Yes.
Jim composed the piece that was played for you today. Coming and being our special guest and playing the violin for So beautiful. I know it's so much to sort of synthesize all in one, like, okay, just 30 seconds ago this piece wrapped up. But I'm so curious to hear what are some initial impressions, initial feedback. How did this, what are some key moments or emotions that are floating to the surface? What struck you? Yeah.
Was somebody who struggles with suicide on a day-to-day basis. Hope really is the thing, right? Because they say people kill themselves because they're depressed, but the problem is I think that's wrong. I think people kill themselves because they think they're never going to be happy again. And so, to me, the definition of that is hope. So that's just what I don't know.
That was good.
Yeah, way to get us off running. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think that speaks so much to the core and the heart of what we all found ourselves grappling with. I mean, obviously throughout this show. Yeah.
I have 2 older siblings. Both my older siblings took their lives. 2 different occasions and not too far apart from each other. I can tell you this after being in a position where I don't know the answer. I can't ask the person for the answer. So I have to develop an answer And so I evaluate their lives leading up to that, and I would say that the answer was failure. And that was their reason for taking their lives. They felt like they failed.
I guess I just wanted to take a moment just to say something which I say sometimes in this room, and I'll say it now. I'm so glad you all are here. I just want to acknowledge there's so many moments in our lives, and we've explored some of them with the consciousness play, that like life asks us to navigate a lot. And if you have made it to this room, if you have made it here, I am so glad, because then we still do have hope for what might come next. Right?
Absolutely.
It's taken a lot to get here.
Yep.
And I'm glad that we all have. So thank you.
We are so thankful.
We are.
Yeah.
We're very thankful for Tina, the way she made this play, how she made it play with Jim, and all the veteran brothers here and acting together. You know, I can't thank Tina enough to have me part of the group. You know, there's just one thing about me I wanted to say that I never talked about to anybody. When I first came to prison, after going through things in my family, I saw the fifth tier for the first time. And I got to thinking, should I do this or should I not? But if it wasn't for my mother telling me about my daughter, 6 years old, I wouldn't be here today with y'all. I would not be here. But now I am. I'm moving forward. And with the team here, it made me stronger. It really made me stronger to love life, to feel life, and be there for my daughter and my mother, even though there's a few people in my family that are not going to be there when I come out of prison.
I saw Jay and then James something.
Oh, I just want to briefly comment. You know, I think the theme with this piece that we've done together is trauma, right? A lot of us in here have experienced trauma. The audience members here from the outside guests have experienced trauma, right? Whether it's things that have happened to us or things that didn't happen enough for us, right? That's also another form of trauma, right? And so, you know, this piece is strong because, you know, a lot of us, maybe some of us here in blue, a lot of us have experienced trauma that we didn't process right, you know, which may be translated to distorted ways of thinking or distorted ways of living, habits, or the way that we create relationships, the way we can trust people or not trust people. And so, but this is a good reminder that, you know, trauma needs to be processed, you know, it needs to be processed. As uncomfortable as it is and as touchy as it can be, you know, it's so important to communicate that with somebody, have a medium, have a way to express it, especially like this, creatively, you know, with all the laughter and with all the serious tones and messages, you know. We're all the same, you know. Really and truly, we're all the same. We've all been through some things and have gone through some things, but we've made it to this point, right? So we forget that if we can get it to this point, we can get to the next point, to the next point, and so on and so forth. You know, not surviving, but thriving, you know, in that whole process. So that's what I got from this, and we really do appreciate everyone who's come to witness this. Thank you.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Oh, I got a lineup now, so James, you're the come.
When I got out of the service, I started drinking real heavy, and I started doing drugs again, but not like I did when I was over in Vietnam. Things started building up on me, things that I experienced over there, things that I did over there, and it got me right to the point where I had a suicide attempt. And somebody helped me out of that. They got me help, and I started going and seeking help through the VA. And the thing is, your mental health is important. But always, if anything, I mean, take care of your mental health. Because just having people to talk to and stuff helped me through a lot. I quit drinking, quit the drugs, so I'm a lot better now.
Well, that's the thing about this group, and I always tell guys that, and what makes me proud that James is here, because James has really been through a lot more than most of us. But the thing about this group is it's so therapeutic. Just the acting, telling our stories, and getting up in front of you, it's so therapeutic for us. And we wish that a lot of people in blue would come and act with us, because it's through here that we can tell our stories. Some guys, they have groups here that you talk and you're in a circle and you talk together. Some guys just don't go for that. Like James. James won't go for that. But believe it or not, he'll sit there and stand up in front of you and act it out. But it helps. It helps him so much, and it helps all of us. These stories that we tell are just, they shit we've been through. And in this class, I've been doing it since the beginning, and I tell you what, I wouldn't stop it for the world. I just wouldn't. It's awesome.
I got Ray, and then over to John, yeah.
So for the last 15 months, through a little organized activity that Tina sets up for us, we've been telling our stories to each other and hearing them kind of raw and kind of undigested. And they just disappear into Tina's filing system, whatever that is. And then about 6 or 7 months later, they start coming out reduced and packed into a nice, neat little puzzle that we don't recognize at first. Sometimes we don't even recognize our own stories, our own words, but they're there, and somehow she weaves them into a train of thought and a scope that really makes them digestible, and we can really start to think about them then. And just in the last couple of months, I've been noticing all the layers that these are built up in. Tina's done a great job with this. I think she did it without much help this time, and we're really thankful to her for all that work. I know it was a lot of midnight hours. It had to be, we're having fun too. Let me tell you, we have fun in here, and some of it is stuff we've never done before, like making statues and representing crazy things and
Pinocchio.
But it's a great escape from just the routine of the prison. So we're delighted to come, but it gets tough when we start handing out lines and people start saying, "I'm not ever going to be able to remember this," and sometimes we don't, sometimes we do. Some of us are really good at it, and some of us are not so good at it. But what a great experience, and thank you, Tina, for all that cogitating that you had to do.
John, and then Jay, or Jonathan. Okay.
Jim just really hit on a point. I've spent my life in the arts, and the power of the arts to transform ourselves. And for some of us, maybe it's not groups that we find transformation within, but maybe it's through the art forms, through visual arts, through drama, through dance. I was reading about a dance in one of the prisons, I think it was Solano, that they started implementing through William James. But I would love to see San Quentin be the leader of bringing arts programs into the prison more like this, where the transformations and the stories come out and the therapy that we get through that, to be able to share that not only for ourselves but for people who come in. The power of the arts, not only to transform and change, but to save lives, I think is important to recognize.
Amen. Jennifer.
My father served in Vietnam. The stories are very few and far between. But my brother and I have discussed it, and when he does tell those stories, it helps us understand you better. So when you tell your stories to your families, even if you're trying to protect them, we understand you better. So please share. And we appreciate you sharing with us today.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for your unity, showing connection and compassion, a different perspective on life, and how us men in blue is able to adjust and perform and seek to be better individuals. You know, the perspective out there about us is so twisted. I think we're here just, acting silly all the time. And I'm very proud of you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
NJ next.
Thank you all so much for being so brave, and to share your souls and your hearts with us. It was received. And the idea of recovering from moral injury is very deeply held with me, and I believe in the power of camaraderie to do that. And one of the other things that I noticed today was when that gentleman stood up and sang "When You're Smiling," your whole face and body changed. You transmorphed just in singing those few lines. So I just wanted you to know that I felt that.
Awesome. Thanks to Teresa Brewer in 1940s.
He's a colonel in the United States Air Force. A colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel. Get that straight.
She's a poor me.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I didn't know you had a direct response. Okay, yeah.
I just want to acknowledge how much I loved watching it all, watching the camaraderie. I appreciate, because in my career I worked with a lot of drama therapists and understand how important and how wonderful the friendships can be made and the trust. And I'm curious, how does this play into your everyday life when you leave this group? I mean, how are you able to keep these skills going? I imagine life is not always so much camaraderie all the time. Are you able to take this with you?
I think you're wrong there about taking that camaraderie out. When I see these people out there, we'll always smile, we'll acknowledge each other, sometimes give a big hug and that, but we take it out there, and that's the beauty. And that's why Jim says he'd like to see more of it, because the more people that get into this, it's like a movement. If you've ever heard Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant, well, if all these people do it, you'd have a movement.
Well, I'm not saying that it leaves you guys, but there's other people out there. Are you able to use that
Yes.
to bring them in, to get
Yes.
people in, to deal with conflict, to deal with different issues?
Excellent question, Chris. There's a aspect of the public looking at us in prison and thinking that we are these tough, convicted felons who don't show any emotion.
Right.
And there's this sense of vulnerability that we put it out on this stage. And it's that safe zone we have in here, that we can feel comfortable to be vulnerable with each other and with the audience. But we are able now to take that out. And we are able to show compassion to our fellow convicts, my ex-cellie, whoever it is. There are people that I care about. And I can show that I care about that person. For years and years, and I won't say how many I've done, 45, that I was taught, you don't show compassion, you don't show emotion. This pulled that mask away, and I was able to show the other side of who Steve is and the reality of who we really are. And I think the play gave us that ability to do that also.
That's right.
You know, I think, Steve, I want to just piggyback off of Steve. You know, what's the Shakespeare, right? All of life's a stage, and we're merely actors in it, right? Like, I feel like we walk through life with a lot of masks on, you know? I put on this mask for this person or for a job, and then when I go to church, and then when I'm with my wife or my husband, and when I'm with my kids, or when I'm with whoever, right? We start putting on these masks, and you know, to kind of answer what you were saying now, you know, for me, it's I have nothing to hold back anymore now. Like, what I mean by that is I'm not afraid to be myself now. You know, like, I can be vulnerable, which is okay. I can be emotional, and that's really okay. I can be compassionate, right? And like I said, not fall into this facade, right? Or to this stereotype, this lens that the outside world wants to give to someone, right, who's in blue, who's an inmate, right? I'm myself. And for me, I'm a silly person, right? I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I'm gonna navigate my life that way for the rest of my life. I don't care if I'm in a cell with criminals or convicts, right? Or when God's grace, whenever I do go home, you know, whenever that day is. So that's kind of the answer to what you're saying. You know, it's I don't have a mask anymore. You know, I'm trying, right? Sometimes it comes up a little bit, right? But
Exactly.
it's a time I'm just gonna live now, and be myself, you know.
I just want to say that for me, it's the love of you. When I see people that come here to watch us, I see the love, and it gives me hope. But because it's every single person sitting in that chair that gets me excited to come to this. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I gotta take it in price on, so we're going to even wait patiently for that.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. No, well, somebody said this was fun, and that's not true. He had to hit a whip from you guys today, because we usually it's like this every single Thursday.
I got the scar right here.
Get him, Tita. But I want to say this, that everything you guys heard today was a true story. Every line was a true story.
True story.
Tall, can you raise your hand? Tall? That grandma story was his story, right?
Yeah.
That soap opera line was my secret, and Tina exposed it. Right? So she did a good job of just things that we've been saying in this class for months to bring to you guys in this play. But every single word was true, and we owe that to you for just making this just all
we
work
do.
so well.
Yes, we do.
Well, I know, I saw my mom's hand so long
Yes,
ago.
Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
Come on, Mom.
Mom just loved the group that you came together and said a word. The first time you didn't say something, we were all over the place. Second time you came together, you said the same word. It was a nice word, and it kind of made you together. And the third word, which was compassionate, showed that you took what you've known in all that growth process and spread it to someone else, which some of you know. The other thing is some of you guys have great comic timing. And as one of the oldest people here, I like the extension of life by laughter. So thank you.
The gentleman behind you, and then I'm gonna, yes.
So, I'm that ex-Nelly Steve mentioned. And speaking about, you know, taking what we learned here, I've actually experienced firsthand through Steve. He's had a very important thing come up recently, and even though he had that very important thing to focus on, he still took time out of that to help me get through some personal things I was going through as well. So I want to thank you for that, Steve.
I'll close us out.
Just want to commend everybody for a well thought out plan and to show that people, even in the military and whatever, everybody got some kind of a story, something that went on in somebody's life. And then you can see the part where people came together and come help to each other with the self-help plan. The self-help plans are the most vital part of expressing yourself and showing the traumas that you went through. And I'd also like to share that Shakespeare is about to have one November 17th with parallels that are going to demonstrate some other things that went on in people's lives as well. And Miss Leslie right here is who writes that down.
Yeah, we
And I enjoyed that duet.
That duet was the bomb. I never seen that before. That was beautiful. That was really something else. Good work, Steve. I felt like I was in a Western movie or something.
So really quickly, again, I'm so glad that you were all here to share this, to witness it, to be in community with one another. There is another class that starts at 3, so there's a little bit of time to mingle before. Leslie Alejandra can help escort the process of homecoming. And those of you who appear in the show, I need you to sign